Movies tend to cause a lot of reaction in those who go to watch them. Fear, joy, sadness, or even the impulse to go and create memes of the funniest moments in them. It's safe to say that all movies are created with the purpose of evoking a reaction, and of course, making money. However, some movies stand out from the crowd due to their superb acting or funny scenes that have transcended time. Welcome to our channel, and today we'll be taking a look at the top 10 movie moments of the century. Make sure you stay until the end of our video to learn all about the most iconic movie moments ever. And also, subscribe to our channel and turn notifications on for more great content like today. Without further ado, let's begin with our countdown. 10th place. The opening scene in The Sounds of Music. In our 10th spot of our list, we have the opening scene in The Sounds of Music. You know a movie is good if it once became the highest grossing film of all time during its heyday, and also received 5 Academy Awards including Best Picture and Best Director. The scene that we're looking at today is the very first scene of the movie and the one the most people will remember fondly. Even someone who hasn't seen the film has probably heard the very first line uttered: "The hills are alive with the sound of music." If you haven't watched this fantastic piece of art, then you definitely should. 9th place, Psycho shower scene. The shower scene from Psycho might be one of the most recognizable movie scenes of all time. Since the movie was shot in black and white, Alfred Hitchcock had a huge advantage with prop items, being able to use chocolate syrup as the blood in the scene, since viewers wouldn't be able to tell the difference between red and brown. That likely made filming the scene a bit more pleasant, even if it still shocked audiences for decades after its release. Psycho is now considered one of Hitchcock's best films and praised as a major work of cinematic art by international film critics and scholars. Often ranked among the greatest films of all time, it set a new level of acceptability for violence, deviant behavior and sexuality in American films, and is considered one of the pioneers in the slasher genre. 8th place, chest burster scene from Alien. Known as the chest burster scene, this one was one of the most legitimately creepy scenes ever featured in a thriller film. That's because not only was this scene improvised, as the actors themselves didn't know what was exactly going to happen, but it also illustrates the break of normalcy that eventually leads to the conflict of the movie. The scientists and the crew are having their meal and conversing casually in the Nostromo ship when one of the members, Kane, starts to convulse. Out of nowhere, the baby xenomorph cuts open Kane's chest and escapes the ship. However, Ridley Scott didn't inform the cast that this was actually going to happen, with the original script only saying something alien emerges. 7th place, Dead Poets Society. Known to be the late Robin Williams' most memorable films, we have The Dead Poets Society, Oh Captain, My Captain scene. The Dead Poets Society tells the story of an English teacher who inspires his students by teaching them poetry. For those unacquainted, Oh Captain, My Captain was a poem by Walt Whitman about a captain who dies just as his ship has reached the end of a stormy and dangerous voyage. The captain represents Abraham Lincoln, who was assassinated just as the Civil War was ending. Despite its gory backstory, in the film, this scene illustrates the appreciation of the students for their teacher and shows just how much he has affected their lives.
Captain, my captain.
The film was a commercial success and received numerous accolades, including Academy Award nominations for Best Director, Best Picture and Best Actor for Robin Williams. 6th place, You Are a Toy. There's nothing more hilarious than the famous "You are a toy" scene from Toy Story. The first Toy Story was the first full-length Pixar movie and renowned as a storytelling classic. This scene illustrates Buzz and Woody's original fight while they were stranded at a gas station, with Woody harshly breaking down to Buzz that he's just a toy.
You are a toy!
As savage as it seems, it's important for the movie's plot to move forward. If you reached this point in our video and you're paying attention, comment "iconic" in the comment section and we'll be featuring you in a shoutout in our next video. 5th place, Breakfast at Tiffany's mirror scene. An Audrey Hepburn classic that also serves as the establishing character moment for Hepburn's character. Breakfast at Tiffany's iconic scene is remembered because it doesn't need any kind of dialogue. Holly simply eats a pastry and drinks coffee while she looks into Tiffany's windows, giving fans an idea of who she is before she even opens her mouth. 4th place, The Dark Knight Hospital explosion scene. While there's still a lot of debate on who's the best Joker in the Batman movies, there's no denying that Heath Ledger was one of the few to perfectly embody the Joker's nonchalant, funny, and sadistic nature, all in one. During a scene of The Dark Knight that most people will remember fondly, Christopher Nolan was allowed to blow up an actual building to recreate a massive hospital explosion after the Joker invades it. What makes it so realistic is that the scene was actually improvised, as Ledger only had one go before the hospital was blown up. The scene shows Joker walk out of the hospital as some bombs explode and never cuts away until he gets on the bus to leave. However, Joker is momentarily confused when not every charge goes off, only to be startled when the final big explosions take place. This was one of the most quotable lines and meme-inspiring moments in all of the film history. Now that we have arrived to the top 3, remember to turn on notifications, subscribe, and stay until the end of our video to learn which is the most iconic moment in the latest century of cinema. Ready? Let's head down to number 3. 3rd place, Wingardium Leviosa scene. Next up, we have one of the most mimetic scenes in the history of film. The Harry Potter books were a hit, and the movies were even more successful, turning J.K. Rowling into one of the most powerful women in the world, and the first billionaire author too. Out of all the iconic moments in the Harry Potter films, this scene from the first movie is the one most fans remember fondly. It consists of Hermione correcting Ron on how to say Wingardium Leviosa properly.
It's Leviosa, not Leviosa.
It shows both of their personalities early on and hints at how significant it is when the two become friends later in the movie. 2nd place, Jaws. You're going to need a bigger boat. No movie line is as quoted as the "you're gonna need a bigger boat" from Spielberg's Jaws.
You're gonna need a bigger boat.
Known to be the first summer blockbuster, during this scene, Chief Brody is tasked with eliminating the killer shark to protect the town. The improvised moment comes when Brody sees the shark for the first time, mentioning the phrase when he sees the movie's antagonist right there. 1st place, door-breaking scene in The Shining. The Shining is based on Stephen King's novel of the same name and includes some of the most iconic moments in film history. With quotable lines and a gripping story filled with twists and turns and also a fantastic acting, it's safe to say that The Shining is one of Kubrick's most famous cult classics. Known as a genius director, Kubrick was also famous for working his actors to help them achieve their maximum potential. The scene that embodies this trend is the door-breaking scene, which happens after Johnny loses his sanity nearing the climax of the film. Supposedly, Kubrick was always mean to Shelley Duvall, who is also very affected by her husband's loss of sanity. It was a conscious decision by the filmmaker to seclude and humiliate her to bring out a provocative response. She was even forced to repeat the take 127 times to succumb to hysteria, which is a matter of a Guinness record. In the door-breaking scene, Nicholson broke 60 doors over the span of 3 days to finally reach the bathroom door. That's why her final reaction is so realistic. She was literally doing it of her own accord. So what do you think of these iconic movie moments of the century? Let us know in the comments below. Also, make sure to leave us a like, share this video with your friends, and also subscribe to our channel and turn notifications on for more great content like today. And if you want to keep watching more videos like this, check out our channel page and stay around for a while. We hope you enjoyed our video, and we'll see you next time.